History subject, 7th standard. Chapter 1, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. Introduction. We shall learn about the various ruling powers in India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj in this lesson. Various ruling powers existed in India during that period. Pal in the 8th century was a famous dynasty in Bengal. In central India, the Gurjar Pratihar power spread up to Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj and Gujarat. Now in 8th century there was famous dynasty called Pal dynasty. Now dynasty means a line of hereditary ruler of the country. Okay, hereditary ruler of the country. Now central part of India, Gurjar Pratihar, his power was spread till Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj and till Gujarat. Now Gurjar Pratihar became the most powerful dynasty in the northern India. Okay. Among the Rajput dynasties in North India, the Gahdwal and the Parmar dynasties were the important ones. Among Rajputs, Prithviraj Chauhan, belonging to the Chauhan dynasty, was a valiant king. In the first war at Tarai, Prithviraj Chauhan had defeated Muhammad Ghori. But Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in the second war at the same place at Tarai. Rajaram I and Rajendra I, belonging to the Chola dynasty in Tamil Nadu, were eminent rulers. The Cholas conquered the Maldives Islands and Sri Lanka using their naval strength. King Vishnuvardhan, belonging to the Hoysal dynasty in Karnataka, had conquered the whole of Karnataka. Now in this para they have said that in the Rajput dynasty in the north, the Gahdwal and Parmar, they were the famous dynasties. Okay, so Prithviraj Chauhan, who was from the Chauhan dynasty, was very brave and courageous king. Here the word is Prithviraj Chauhan was a valiant king. Now valiant is what? So brave and courageous king. Now in the First World War at Tarai location, he defeated Muhammad Ghori. Defeated means Harana. Okay. So but in the second war at the same location, Tarai, Muhammad defeated Prithviraj Chauhan. Now Rajendra I and Rajaraj I, who belongs to Chola dynasty in Tamil Nadu, were very famous ruler. One of the longest ruling dynasty in the world's history. So these Cholas, they conquered means to take control of a Maldives. Okay, so to take control. So they took control of Maldives Islands and Sri Lanka by using the naval strength. Okay, so naval strength means naval force. Now King Vishnuvardhan, who was from Hoysal dynasty in Karnataka, he conquered the whole Karnataka. During the reign of Govind III of the Rashtrakuta dynasty in Maharashtra, the Rashtrakuta power spread from Kannauj up to Rameshwar. Later, Krishna III conquered the region up to Allahabad. Three dynasties of the Shilahars emerged in western Maharashtra. One dynasty ruled over Thane and Raigad in North Konkan, the second in the South Konkan, while the third dynasty ruled over some part of the present-day Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, Belgaum districts. Now, in the place of Govind III from Rashtrakuta dynasty in Maharashtra, Rashtrakuta was a royal dynasty ruling large part of the Indian subcontinent. between the 6th and 10th century. Okay, so now Govind III was Rashtrakuta's emperor. He spread his power from Kannauj to Rameshwar. Then after Krishna III, he conquered the region of Allahabad. Now conquered means what? Take control. Okay, so there were 3 dynasties of Shilahar which emerged. Now emerged means move out from away. Okay, so move out from away something, and then became a visible emerged in the western Maharashtra. Now first dynasty is ruled its power Thane and Raigad, and in second dynasty ruled in South Konkan. Third ruled in some part of the Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli and Belgaum district. The last prosperous power before the period of Shivaji Maharaj was that of the Yadavas. The capital of Bhillam, 5th of the Yadava dynasty, was at Devgiri near Aurangabad. He extended his rule beyond the river Krishna. The Yadava period is considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. It was in this period that the Mahanubhav Pantha and the Warkari movement emerged. Now, before the period of Shivaji Maharaj, last power ruled by it was Yadavas. They were ancient Indian people who believed themselves to be descended from Yadav, a legendary king. Now, Bhillam, 5th of Yadava dynasty, was of Devgiri near Aurangabad. He ruled his power till beyond the river Krishna. Now, Yadava period was meant to be a very rich golden period of Marathi language and literature. In that period, Mahanubhav Pantha and the Warkari movement. Now here, Warkari movement means it is a religious movement within the Bhakti spiritual tradition of Hinduism. Okay, so Warkari movement was started. Next point is invasions from the northwest. Local dynasties like the Yadava and Rashtrakuta ruled in Maharashtra. But invaders from the northwest conquered the local dynasties there and established their own rule. In the meanwhile, the Arab power had emerged in the Middle East. Arab rulers turned towards India to expand their empire. The Arab general Muhammad bin Qasim attacked the Sindh province in the 8th century. Notwithstanding the resistance of King Dahir, he conquered the province of Sindh. Due to this campaign, the Arabs came into political contact with India for the first time. In the period that followed, Turks, Afghans and Mughals from Central Asia came to India and established their power here. Now, in this para, the word is invasion, right? So, invasion means what? The action of entering another country with an army in order to take control of it. Okay, in order to take control of it. So, here in this para, they have said that in northwest, local kings like Yadavas and Rashtrakuta who were ruling in Maharashtra in that period. Okay, so some other countries like attackers came from northwest and then they conquered that area and established their own rule, saying that nobody will go against that their rule. In that period, Arab people who came from Middle East, so they turned towards the India because they wanted to expand their empire. Now, Arab general Muhammad bin Qasim, he attacked Sindh province in the 8th century. Then later, Arab people made contact with India. And Turk, Afghans, Mughals from Central Asia, they ruled their power over India. In the 11th century CE, the Turks began to invade India. Expanding their territories, they reached the northwestern frontier of India. Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni invaded India many times. He plundered the rich temples at Mathura, Vrindavan, Kannauj, and Somnath and carried away enormous wealth with him. Now, in 11th century, Turkish people they started attacking India because they wanted to expand their power in the northwestern part of India. Okay, now Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni, he tried many times to occupy in India. He stole goods from places like rich temples at Mathura, Vrindavan, Kannauj and Somnath, and along with it he carried huge amount or money with him. Beside that, the world famous library of Nalanda University was also burned by Bakhtiyar Khalji. Okay. Students, I hope you have understood till here. Okay. So further part we'll see in next module. Thank you.